ADHD brains struggle with emotional regulation. And while being the class clown or a bundle of excited energy can be seen as positive extremes, someone who yells or throws things or is constantly canceling plans out of anxiety puts a lot of stress on relationships. Today we're going to talk about anger and one possible solution for that big emotion. Growing up, I never thought of myself as an angry person. And then I had kids. The constant noise, mess, needs, and decisions that need to be made create a level of overstimulation that I have never experienced before. And the thing with littles is that you can't really just walk away from the problem. I have had a lot of people suggest to just take a minute when I feel like I need it. But where? Anywhere I go, there are crying, screaming children banging on the door that I am behind. And I'm at a point now where I really need to figure out what to do with the anger that will inevitably show up. I was surprised to find that emotional dysregulation is not in the list of diagnostic criteria for ADHD in the DSM-5. ADHD takes away the brain's pause button. And when an emotion enters the brain, it can very easily take over. And then it crowds out any monitoring or regulating function that might also be there. So, are we doomed to spend our entire lives flying off the handle for seemingly insignificant reasons? I don't think so. And I accidentally stumbled on a possible solution that I want to share with you. A couple weeks ago, I was driving down the hill away from our house, feeling totally enraged and uncomfortable in my own body, and like I had electricity bouncing off my skin with nowhere to go. That is what I imagine is happening. And I wonder if one of the biggest problems with big emotions is that we don't have a ground to send all the electricity to. So it just keeps arcing and sizzling and growing in power until someone touches you. And then all of that energy gets focused on them. And I hate doing that, especially to my kids, but it's also super unfair to my husband, who gets the brunt of that most of the time because he's my person. So I was driving and wondering about this incredible anger that I was feeling and how I didn't want to be feeling this anger, and I suddenly got this spark of a thought. Why are you holding on to it? And my response was, I'm not holding on to it. Then let it go. And I attempted to do that. I attempted to let go of the anger. And I found that it was true. I was holding it. So then I asked myself, why? Why am I holding on to this? What am I benefiting from holding on to the anger? And I realized something really important. The anger was the way that I was attempting to gain power and control over a situation that I felt out of control of. If I can be the biggest, loudest thing in the room, that is a semblance of power and control. The very things that I feel I'm lacking. And the fear of being overpowered and out of control is what creates the anger to try and gain the sense of power and control. And as soon as I recognized that and could so clearly see that it was not a helpful mechanism, I was able to let it go. It was like all the electricity had found its ground. And once it was gone, I was surprised to find that it was replaced with this sense of adventure. This has happened to me similarly with anxiety. I've been able to swap a negative emotion for a positive counterpart. And for anger, the one that's been working for me is adventure. So now, instead of feeling insecure about my ability to parent or possess control over our home, I now see myself as a Sherpa of sorts. We're all climbing Everest. And I just happen to be someone who has climbed more of the mountain than my kids. So I can be a Sherpa to them. No need for control. I simply lead because I've done this already, and ultimately we're all journeying together. We're in it together. We're learning together. And that sense of adventure takes me out of the expectation that I need to have the answers to all the questions or know exactly what to do in every situation. And I'm finding that that naturally cuts down on the pressure that creates the fear that creates the anger. And it was days after this moment of inspiration that I once again found myself totally overwhelmed after being woken up by screaming children who all need something different, but at the same time, and I am hungry and I have to pee, so I go to the bathroom, and as I'm washing my hands, I am reminded of this lesson that was taught to me in this spark of inspiration while I was driving. This is how the Holy Spirit works, by the way. So I started to shift my mindset from anger back to adventure. We're doing the morning together. I don't need to have control. I don't need to solve everybody's problem right now at the same time. I am the Sherpa mom. I am here to guide you to your own solution. And just that shift changed things immediately. But it makes sense that it does. When I was reflecting on this more, I realized that I was using the anger as an armor. But anger armor is something that the devil likes. And when I have it on, I feel like I'm being suffocated by it. ADHD is not a one-size-fits-all problem, and so there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. But I share this story in hopes that it will spark your own moment of realization. Is there something that you're using as armor that isn't actually protecting you? And can you replace it? Can you turn the anger into adventure? I hope the answer is yes. Until next time, I will just be over here basking in my new role as Sherpa mom, and I'll see you in the next video.